Welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today I'm playing with the Mixed Media Mayhem prompts from July 26th, which was blue, black, and gold. And I know this is late, but it is what it is. I also used my counterfeit kit challenge for July and the sketch that they had, which is this one, and I'm only going to use the left half. And I'm going to scrapbook this picture of my husband and I from a really long time ago when we were teenagers. And I'm going to use this all in Create Stencil and get some stuff on the background. My picture's a little blurry, but I think it was a selfie with a really old camera. And it did do a very good job, but I still have it, and why not? So I'm going to use this stencil, and thought process is I'm going to take the butter from the Crafters Workshop and some gold dollar store paint, and I'm going to mix it together and I'm going to smear it through here. So I'm just kind of putting where my picture is going to be. It's not going to matter because I'm just going to go all over the place anyway, but I know that there's some in the corner and for mixed media, and so I'm going to do it kind of similarly. This was giving more of a rose gold color more than what I had anticipated, so I'm going to play with my colorings and adding lots and lots of paint to try and get this right. But the white is kind of like a pearlized gray, and yeah. And then I add some Heidi Spot Color Shine, and I'm going to do this a bit more, and I am going to cut out of here for, there we go. And then this makes it a little bit more soupy because of all the extra I've had to add into this one, which is fine, but it was just a different texture than what I was anticipating. And so I am not being precise or precious about this. I'm just smooshing it through. I don't want it to kind of leak through if I can help it, but if it does, I'm not really worried about it. It does leak through a lot. I could have added maybe some different texture paste to make it a little bit less runny, but I finally got the color kind of where I wanted it, so I decided, oh well. So that's where that looks, and I'm like, yeah, okay, sure. And then some of it smeared really bad, so I'm just gonna lean into that and use my palette knife and smoosh it, and not a big deal. And then I decided to use the stuff that leaked through and just tap it and make a big messy mess, which is not a big deal. I go wash up everything. I'm going to dry it. It does do a little bit of warping because this is just black cardstock, but meh, not a big deal. And then I decided I'm going to let it dry for a bit. And then I'm going to mount this in this leftover packaging from Hip Kit Club because there's blue and white on it, and I like the little hint of blue, and it's not just plain white because I thought my picture needed a little bit of brightening up. It is a naughty, whatchamacallit, focused picture, but meh, it's fun and that's what I have. And this picture is over 20 years old, so yeah. All good. So I'm added that, bringing this back. It's a little bit drier. I'm going to pull out my Crafters Workshop in the black for the butter, and this is really, really thick and pretty dried out, and I'm really going to have to force it and push it through. I don't have very much of it left, which is good, and I think that's why it dried out way more than my white, because I have way less of it. So you can see how thick this is, and I might be able to add some water to it, but I just wanted to add some tone on tone with these diamonds. So that's what I'm doing. This is sped up quite a bit, so like it looks like I'm almost going normal speed with the black, but it is still sped up a lot. So just as a heads up there that I really had to take my time and force this through because it was really thick. So do some tone on tone up here. I want a little bit more down in this gold spot to break up the smear just a bit. And It's on there. I'm going to go clean up everything, and then I'm going to use washi tape, because why not? So I have blue, black, and gold for washies that I pulled out. And so I have all sorts of different blues and blacks and golds, and I'm just going to line it up on this. It's not quite cardstock. It's like printer paper, but it's thicker printer paper. And I'm just going to put them down, layer them. I don't believe I make you watch all of it. No, there we go. And I'm going to cover the whole sheet. I may not, or a good portion of the sheet, I may not need the whole sheet, but not quite. And I decided I wanted a little bit more of the lighter, just in case. So I'm going to fold them all down. I don't rip them off now after anyway, but not a big deal. If I wanted to keep this a straight edge, I would have put some glue underneath that too, and just glue them down to secure them a little bit more, but I'm not too worried about it. So I was thinking about that white one, and the white and like the white background on that blue isn't quite what I was going for. So I'm going to cut these ones out, even though I spent the time to put them in, because it just isn't, I'm not feeling it. So, and I can put those in my blue bin, and I'll use them for something else later anyway. So now they're just prepped on white, so you can see the true colors of them, and then not a big deal. And this one I had just a little bit of it left, so I used what I could on the last bit of it. So I think there ends up being 2 strips of it. Yeah, 2 strips of that really, the foily, shiny one. And then cutting this little piece off. And I don't need all of it, because it's all going to go, like a lot of it's going to go underneath or behind. So I'm going to cut things down, because I don't want it all like straight across either. And so just planning this out a little bit. It's most likely going to change a little bit, but that's okay. So now this is where I've decided that I'm going to start ripping and tearing and distressing. And then as I do that, I'm going to put it down on my page. I'm just using tape adhesive here. If you're worried about the washi tape coming loose, you could add glue to those ends again and underneath, and that would help secure it. But if it comes loose, I'll just glue it then, because why not? So, and just doing some ripping. That top is really straight right now. It's not going to stay that way. There we go. Get my head in the way. Just trying to get where I've left these blue pieces so that the photo is going to cover it, because yeah, I don't want it showing. And then this foily washi is a little bit harder to tear, so it's not going to get the same kind of teared look. It will get rolled up and distressed a little bit, but I can't tear it the same way, so that's why I brought in my scissors. And then I want more blue, I think. And more tearing. And then that thin piece of washi is also foil, and it does not tear at all. So I'm just going to tear around it and then fold it underneath. And that's good enough. It's going to get quite a distressed look anyway, so I might as well lean into it, especially with the background I've got going on. Which the background ended up with more of like almost a rose gold color, so which was kind of cool. It wasn't quite what I was expecting, but it works. It's still gold. And then getting this all bent down. I like that. And then thinking about what else I want to do. So I do want some more blue, so I'm going to take some of the strips of this skinny foil and put some more on in just different spots. And this piece of gold. Just wanted some other entrance pieces and some spots where you can see through the washi, because it is washi, to the other gold and blue patterns. So, and then I decided to flip this, and I kind of like that. And that washi looks like almost like, I don't know what it looks like. Not quite what it's supposed to look like from the distance on my screen, but it's gold leaves because we were outside and I figured that worked. We're winter, but whatever. This is my blue bin, so I'm just pulling out some stuff that I thought might work for this. And I really try and get that tag on, or the label, but it's not going to work. And then I thought about this doily, but I don't want to add any more white to this if I can help it. And then just pulling out the stuff from my black bin. So I have some ribbons and some chipboard pieces and all sorts of different things. And then I had to go do stuff and come back to it later. So when I came back to it later, I decided really quickly, not that white doily. And then I do have some black ones. And then I'm going to use some of this very old, it's ribbon, but it has adhesive on it, but adhesive's not very sticky, so it'll all get glued down, but most of it not on screen. And then ripping to make it kind of match a little bit better. And then this chipboard piece that I just had in my hand says best way to spend the day. And that one says best friends. The best friends ones I'm not going to use, and then black doilies, yay. And so I'm going to use this strategically and cut a whole bunch of it off. So it's going underneath the picture anyway, so you're not going to see it. And you can see that I've kind of rotated the sketch now, and that's okay. And then some more of this ribbon. It's going to go in lots of different places. Just add some more texture and some more pops of just plain black to help around it. And I'm liking that. Because that goes underneath the picture, I don't have to have it run the whole way, because nobody's going to know, and why waste stuff when I don't have to worry about it. So I have 5 strips of that ribbon now. And then I'm liking how this is sitting. I really, really want to get that label on. It's not gonna stay there, but yeah. I do have these foam flowers. They're made out of fun foam. I do have a video for that, so I will post it in my comments below, because why not? And get this one on. I wanted just a little bit more on this side. I think it goes on, yeah, it goes on this side. So I'm gonna do the glue and then that piece of washi and then some more glue on top, just because this really needs it to stay in place, and especially since I pulled it off. And then I am going to commit to the doilies here pretty quick. Adding just a little glue underneath that washi because it was peeling. And then putting my picture up on fun foam so that it has a little bit of elevation, which adds a little bit more dimension and texture to your page. Still trying with that label. I knew I wanted to hide that top part of the doily that I cut. And it just isn't going to work that way. That was an Ellie Edwards chipboard package that I'm not going to use. It was from her Time subscription. It was like the monthly one she has that are words, and the word was time. And then this Best Way to Spend the Day, I think is an Ellie Edwards piece too, but I'm not 100%. So then gluing down my photo. Yay, committing to where my photo is. Thought about this washi and nope. I'm going to try and glue these down, but they're going to all end up with a foam, a adhesive dot. And that Best Friends would have been actually kind of cute up there in that corner, but it doesn't stay there, but it could have. And then looking through my blue again to see if there's anything else I can put on here. I do know, like, I at least want the date on here. I don't actually put any more journaling on, just other than the date. And the Make It Happen is kind of the right-ish tone. Like, it's not quite blue enough. It has a green look on it. But I was thinking about it, but meh. Nope. That little piece I'm going to use that I just took out, but not there. Just trying some different layering bits, and that's not working, so I'm going to put down these asterisk enamel pieces, kind of like stars. It's still looking. The butterfly didn't really make sense because we're outside in winter. Decided this needed a little more ripping. We're getting there. Almost there. And then I thought about these midnight blue stars, but I put the one on and then I play with it a little bit, and I don't really like it. And then I'm going to put glossy accents in the middle of the foam flower because this one has a bit of the middle that you can see. So I just wanted to add a little bit of glossy. I really didn't need to. Like, I don't know why I felt like I had to, but I really didn't need to. Because you can see it, but I don't think anybody other than me is going to notice. But that's okay. Sometimes we do stuff for us to notice. And so putting these dots on, that bottom one felt like it was stuck a little bit, but wasn't. I'm going to try a couple more of these stars and decide, no, I don't really like these ones. It's not the same tone, and they kind of get lost. And then on this little piece of ticket, I'm going to write May 2002 because that's when it was, as per the back of my photo said. And it's just going to get nestled on the corner here underneath the flower and the bottom of the picture. And that works okay. I'm going to move this star and glue that one down. And then I have this ribbon that says I love you that I have had for a really long time, longer than we've been married. So, which is going on. My daughter was 17, 18 years we've been married. Man, I had to think about that. So I thought this I love you underneath would work, but I don't. It's okay, but I don't really like it. So it would have been fine, but I don't like it. And then I'm like, it could anchor this side just a little bit more. So it's going to get 2 I love yous and some glue. I am going to end up pulling up that other ribbon in a second here, because it's not allowing me to glue this nicely, and then I'm just going to glue them both down better. And trim. And this other piece is just going to go right on top now, because I can. Getting so close. Looks very shiny on screen, but that paint isn't as shiny as it looks. It's just reflecting kind of funny. And get the dot underneath that one, and then I'm going to put some enamel dots on. I'm just thinking about what else I want to happen here. So I thought about that label there for just another layering piece, but I don't like it. It was hard pressed to get that on there, and I was really trying, but it's not going to stay there either. Getting some of these blue enamel dots just sprinkled around, and I like that. Decided, nope, this I'm going to just sneak out and under just a little bit more, and then I won't have to feel like I need something else there. And then just getting some more glue in there. And then splatter. So I decided to try what I have for splatter on this black cardstock, just to see which one I would want, because I do want to add a little bit more blue. And so I am going to use this Vibes one. Can't see it as well on screen as in person, but it does give like the definite blue splatter. And then I got it on this piece, so I'm just going to wipe it off real quick, because I should just pull out, I have a box to spray stuff in, but that would require me getting the box. And this is Heidi Swap Color Shine in the gold, and then I have this charcoal in Glimmer Miss. And so the charcoal is very subtle on the background paper, but it does get some on the washi, and so really like the way that looks. There ends up being a few pieces of the gold on that I Love You ribbon, and I like that. And then just getting it cleaned up. And my close-ups, my camera didn't want to focus, so this one on the video is not in focus, and my apologies, but I thought I might just leave it in there anyway, because meh. But I do have some close-ups coming up that can show that better. So here's one of those clusters, and the other cluster. And yes, that photo is definitely blurry, but the rest of it's now not. And then there's the page all together. Thank you so much for watching today. If you enjoyed my video, I would really love a thumbs up. If you're new to me, subscribing would be great. Again, I appreciate your time here. Have a great day.